Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina and I live in Vancouver, BC, Canada. And here on my channel we do a lot of knitting, sewing, and different kinds of crafts or fiber arts or just making things in general. So if you like that sort of thing, please stick around. I would love to have you here. Today is going to be really fun. We are going to look at some winter/spring knitting pattern inspiration. I guess I'm a little bit late on winter starting. Winter is like in full swing now, but I'm still kind of looking to cast on some winter things since I've been a little bit slow on finishing my fall cast-ons, and so I'm just kind of playing around with the ideas of some things that I want to make for winter, and because winter's kind of halfway through-ish by now, some things that will be good and work well for spring as well. So there's kind of a mix in here, and I don't expect to be able to make all of these things. I don't even expect to make half of these things, which is why I'm calling this inspiration, not plans. Yeah, basically I'm hoping to maybe make some of these things. Maybe you guys can help me choose, like, out of these different categories what I should cast on. And then I hope it also brings you some inspiration of if you're looking for some really beautiful patterns to cast on this winter/spring. These are all going to be paid for patterns, but if you guys are interested, we could totally do a version of this with just free patterns, so that, you know, if that's where you're at, some free or pay what you want kind of patterns. That could be another video. Let's get into the pattern inspiration. I'm gonna be doing 3 categories. The first category is gonna be sweaters. The second category is tops. And the third category are accessories. So that's kind of how I'm breaking this video down. Those are things that I'm personally into, and accessories to me is a very wide range. That goes all the way from shawls to like mittens, essentially. Basically just things that you can wear that aren't like full garments. Ow, I hurt my finger. With all that being said, let's get right into these patterns. Also, grab yourself a coffee. For me, this is my second one today because it's kind of like the afternoon right now, and I made myself an iced coffee here at home, which I kind of always do because my goal this year, well, one of my goals, I have a lot of goals, but one of my goals this year is to spend less money on coffee, like going to cafes and things, and spend less money on eating out in general. So I always make my coffee at home now, and I have a really great way of doing it. I use my Nespresso machine, and we have a good time. So if you ever want a video on how I make my coffee, let me know. With all that being said, let's get into the patterns. The first pattern, this is one that I'm probably 90% of the way sure that I will cast on, but deciding on the yarn and the color and that sort of thing is going to be the question. Like, the question isn't whether I'm gonna make this, the question's like, oh, how am I gonna make this? So this is the Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit. If you like knitting, you've probably heard of Petite Knit, and you've probably seen this sweater. This is a really classic. This is when I think Petite Knit was just popping off with all these beautiful cabled, textured, detailed cardigan, or no, sorry, not cardigan, sweaters, and this is one of them. I think I haven't done cables before, so I think this is a good way for me to get started into cables and texture, because you're not doing every single thing on every row the way you are for her Moby sweater. You're doing all a certain texture for a block, and then you switch to the next block of a certain texture, and then you switch to the next block, so you can kind of like wrap your head around the pattern you're working on and then switch as you go, basically. So I really like that kind of style. I think that's going to be really fun to work on. But I mean, at the end of the day, my priority when it comes to things that I'm knitting is the way it looks, and if I like how it looks and if it's something I'm going to wear. the wearability is really, really important to me, because if I'm going to spend all this time and money making something, I want it to be something that's going to last me a really long time, that I'm going to get a lot of wear out of, that I'm going to enjoy wearing. And this is definitely that for me. I really love the funnel neck version. I love the way that looks on other people. I don't know if that's going to work well for myself. It just depends. We'll see. I think I can knit it that way, and then if I don't like it, I can just sew it down. So that's a great option with this one. The weight of yarn for this is worsted, and this costs $10.26 Canadian, because I'm in Canada, like I said earlier. So sorry if you're not. You can probably get a kind of gauge of how much it costs in your currency though, if you catch my drift. But that is the first pattern. The next pattern on my list is the Porcelain sweater by Linné Holmes Sanso. I hope I'm saying that right. I think it should be fine. This is a really beautiful colorwork sweater inspired by porcelain pottery. It's a lot of alliteration. And so that's why the sample colorway is knit with beautiful cream and blue yarn, and the motifs are very reminiscent of that of porcelain. So it's very beautiful. This is a fingering weight sweater. OMG. I feel like that will take a very long time to knit, but it's so beautiful. And apparently for this one, you're working color work on your knit side as well as your purl side. So you're going to be purling color work, which is interesting. I've never done it before, but it doesn't sound too hard. How hard could it be, right? You're going to knit color work one side. How hard could it be to switch it the other way? You might disagree with me, but I think it should be fine. The pattern costs $9.23 Canadian. This sweater is so beautiful with the colorway done in the sample with the cream and the blue. However, I have seen so many beautiful versions in different colors. There's this really beautiful version that I saw on Instagram. The account name is Savvy Strick, and they used really soft pinks, purples, and a really bright pop of red for their color work. And I am so inspired by this version. It is so gorgeous, so unique. I think I'm really in my pink phase right now. I've just been like, if you're watching my knitting podcast, it's a lot of similar motifs of a lot of pinks, but I'm also really loving a lot of greens and kind of like swampy colors and like swampy greens or ethereal, like lichen kind of moss, like forest vibe green colors. I think that's just what I've been loving a lot lately too. So I don't know if anyone has done a green version, but that would be so killer as well. I'm not seeing one that's kind of like what I'm picturing in my head, but maybe I'll try to look more later and add in pictures. I think this is just such a pretty pattern, and it's just taken the knitting world by storm. I've seen so many people making this, which is really cool. More coffee. The next pattern we are going to be looking at is the Klint Classic by Anne Wenzel. So to me, this pattern looks like a broken rib mixed with not broken rib, so it's kind of a mix of the two. It's very textured. I think this is a theme that you'll be seeing a lot in a lot of the patterns that I'm liking in this inspiration, is a lot of texture. I really love the look of a beautiful stockinette sweater. I have yet to make a plain stockinette raglan sweater, actually, because my other stockinette sweater that I've made is saddle shoulder, and then another one is a round yoke. So I've yet to make a raglan plain sweater. Maybe that's something I should do. But I'm just really digging the texture, and so the texture in this Klint Classic is really classic, as the sweater says, as the name says. So it's really beautiful, just looks really soft, and just a very beautiful, flattering shape. I think the way that the ribbing on the sleeves and the band, the body band, is really short, kind of gives the look of it being not just a sweater, but a little bit more of a top. Like it kind of toes that line of sweater and top a little bit. And to me, I feel like that's a really beautiful look for that transitional season between winter and spring. Like that kind of, I think it works for spring and winter really well. So this is a really beautiful pattern. It's knit worsted weight on 3.5 and 4mm needles. It costs $12.31 Canadian. Sorry, I forgot to mention too, this pattern comes in 6 sizes, which is okay. It's not the most size inclusive, so apologies. I'm gonna name off quickly the ones I missed from earlier. The porcelain sweater is size inclusive. It comes in 9 different sizes, although some of them are bunched into the same, so the extra small and the extra small are knit the same size, extra small are the same, and then the XL, 2XL are the same. That's what it looks like. And the Ingrid sweater is size inclusive as well. It goes up to 9 sizes. So shout out to Petite Knit. She's been going in, reworking a lot of her patterns to make them more size inclusive, and the newer ones that are coming out are all size inclusive, which is really great to see someone who takes that learning and applies it. I think that's a really great thing. We all learn and grow as people and as designers. So yeah, you know, if people make a mistake and make something not size inclusive, they go change it later, then that's all we can ask for in life, right? Like, to keep learning and growing. The next sweater is called the Ppoppo sweater by Agyo Knit. And Ppoppo means kiss. Is that what it says? It means kiss or kissing in Korean, meaning more of a peck on the cheek than a romantic kiss, is what the pattern describes. And I think that is so cute for describing a sweater. I don't know, that's a great name. And this sweater is also very textured. It's really beautiful moss stitch and raglan increases. So it's a raglan yoke, beautiful moss stitch, gorgeous funnel neck. I'm really digging the funnel neck. I hope it's a style that will look good on me. I have to try it first. But yeah, this is a really beautiful sweater. I really just love texture right now, and I think it's really cute for spring and winter and spring. This is knit in DK weight on 5mm needles and 3.5mm needles. This one's not super size inclusive either, unfortunately. They have extra small to 2XL, but they're broken up so the extra small and small are the same, medium large are the same, extra large and 2XL are like the same. So it's really just 3 sizes of the sweater. So it's 50 DKK, which is $9.80 Canadian for the pattern. So yeah, that's the Ppoppo sweater. Very beautiful. Love it. The last pattern in the sweater category that I'm going to be showing is the twist loop sweater by Other Loops. This is such a pretty pattern with like big, thick, I guess you could say ribs, and then the ones in the middle cross together to create cables. And they're very unique cables. They're really beautiful. And then it has these really beautiful raglan increases that kind of flow with the whole shape of the other ribs going on. So this is a sweater that's kind of been on my list and that I've been eyeing for a really long time now. It's just such a pretty, interesting, thick, textured, chunky kind of looking. Yeah, I really think this looks gorgeous, and it's like not something you could necessarily buy from a store, and it's very unique. So I think what I'm liking too a lot is very plain colors, like really neutral creams or greens or like those sorts of colors, grays, beiges, but the intricate part being the texture. So same kind of thing for this one. It's a really pretty texture. This says that it's fingering weight, but it says lace plus fingering held together, which to me sounds like more than fingering. And it's knit on 4mm and 4.5mm needles, 22 stitches to 28 rows gauge. So to me that's sounding more like a sport or DK, I guess, with the 2 lace and the fingering held together. So I would have to do quick maths with that. Can't use my brain right now, so just imagine what yarn weight, I guess. You would have to do what they recommend or go look into the deets more. But anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this comes in 6 different sizes, extra small to XXL. So it's not the most size inclusive, but pretty good. It costs 60 DKK, which is $11.76 Canadian at this time. So that is the twist loop sweater. Now we are on to the tops category. So I know that a lot of times for winter, people are always just thinking sweaters, what kind of sweaters can I make? But I'm a type of person that really likes wearing tops, and you can't necessarily wear a sweater every day, or sometimes you want to take the sweater off and have something underneath. And so that's where tops come in to be really handy. And it's just something that I feel like I can get more wear out of, that can last me a little bit longer through from fall, winter, all the way to spring, and can kind of dip into summer depending on how warm it gets. So that's why, to me, these tops are really versatile and something that works really well in my wardrobe. That's why it's a category that I really like. The first top on the list is another ribbed body by Christelle Liu. This is everything I want. It is really cool ribbed body with really beautiful shaping in the bust. For me, that is really beneficial as someone with like a larger bust, having that shaping opportunity. And then for me, like if I needed to decrease down the sides, is going to be really, really helpful for myself and for having something that's going to fit me nicely. So that's really cool and a reason why it's on my list. And there's two options. You can knit this as a tank, or you can do long sleeves, and I tend to prefer long sleeve tops. I think you can't really have too many long sleeve tops in your wardrobe, so that's definitely the version I'm going to make, is the long sleeve version. And the really nice thing about this is it's made as like the bodysuit style, so it's the style where you have like the little bodysuit and the little clips underneath, so it kind of goes into your pants and then it won't like come out or come up or like be annoying, like you have to tuck it in. It's all just like all together, really, really nice. And so that is a very cool construction for a top. I remember bodysuits were really big for a long time, but it's cool that you could like make one. And I think they're big because they're very practical. That's what I'm trying to say. They're practical, and you can undo them when you need to go to the bathroom, clip them back up, no problems. So I don't know if I would maybe just knit it straight and not do the bodysuit part. I think I will do the bodysuit part though, because I do like that feature. So this is knit in fingering weight on 2.75 millimeter needles, and it takes 1,036 to 2,187 yards. So you could, in theory, just like grab some sock yarn, grab a bunch of skeins of sock yarn and make this, and that's something that I really like too, because sometimes I just want to buy some sock yarn and knit something with it, because oftentimes sock yarn is really pretty like really nice, and you get really cool hand-dyed versions. So yeah, this is a great project for that, and I've seen some really nice ones of this knit up. Someone made it in a really pretty warm taupey kind of brown color. That's not gonna work for my skin tone, but I love it on them. Sorry, I think a black version would be just classic. I would wear it every day if I made a black version for sure, so it's probably a good idea if I do that. Someone made like a really beautiful ballerina pink color, really pretty green. There's lots of, I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with it. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with this. It's literally perfect. It's size inclusive. There's 10 sizes. Like this is literally the perfect pattern ever. Like I would knit 20 of these and wear them all the time. Like this is the perfect top, in my opinion. I'm so excited about this one. Okay, so we should all make that. We should do a knit along. Because I'm definitely making that. So let me know if you guys want to do a knit along for another ribbed body, because it's perfect. A texture, we love a texture. We love it. So the next one is a textured, beautiful situation as well. I might have shared this pattern before, but it's because I haven't made it yet, and I love it, and it's perfect, and I don't know why I haven't made it yet. This is the Luna Tea by Carissa. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Charissa or Carissa? I'm sorry. Oh my god. Another slammin' perfect bussin' top. You can't go wrong with this. This is perfect. This is gonna fit in your wardrobe. It's gonna look amazing. So what I'm thinking is I need to just buy like a huge cone of fingering weight yarn, because this is fingering weight as well. It's a big ass cone of like, I'm talking 400 meters of fingering weight, and just go to town and make all these beautiful tops, like of an undyed fingering weight. And then if I really needed to, I could dye some of it black for, you know, different versions. I think that's the vibe when I make all these tops, because these tops are like, it's gonna be perfect to have these in my wardrobe. So this is the Luna tee. Is it a broken rib? Yeah, it is a broken rib, which is a texture that I'm loving so much lately. Broken rib looks so good. It looks amazing. It looks so fancy. And it's so easy to do, but it looks bouge, looks fancy. I love the sample color. I need to have like just 20 different cream tops. So I think that's really beautiful. And I have seen a lot of people make long sleeve versions of this as well too, which crushes. It is so perfect. Like, amazing, beautiful. And yeah, it's kind of like a raglan shaped construction, and it's beautiful. Sizes 1 to 14. Look at them go. Yes. Yes. It's $10 Canadian, which makes me think this is a Canadian designer, so we love supporting local. We love a Canadian designer. You can't go wrong making this, I think. I think this is another one we should do an along for. This is so gorgeous. Last top. Last top. Let's get into it. I'm sorry if I seem more enthusiastic now than I did for the previous patterns. I love all these patterns equally. It's just my coffee's kicking in now. So that's why I seem like more energized. This is the Shore Tee by Anne Vensel. Another slay. Anne Vensel's out here crushing it, guys. She made it on this list twice. She is popping off. Now, this is so pretty. This is... Yes. This top is everything. Once again, I love the color. We love just like a cream, a beige. I'm gonna have so much like cream beige color tops in my wardrobe. But I like having crazy pants. I like having pants all different colors, and then my tops can be a little bit more plain lately, color-wise. Texture-wise, the tops are cool. This is very cool. This is like a lace texture top. Very beautiful. This is gonna be a little bit less tedious to knit up because it's a DK weight. So that's amazing. On 3mm needles. So, yeah, you know, might be a little faster. We love that. And I'm gonna have to ding you points because it's only 5 sizes. Come on now. We can do better than that. No, I'm just kidding. You're doing amazing, sweetie, but like if you can just up the sizes, then we're rolling. We're rocking and rolling, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, this is still a beautiful pattern. This is $9.80 once again. And yeah, the Shore Tee, beautiful, feminine, the graceful lace pattern. The sleeves are like very pretty, the way they just come in. Yeah, I think this is very nice. Like if you work in an office, this is really great. Okay, the next category is slipovers. So I've been wanting to make a slipover for a long time, but I don't know if I'll wear one because I don't have any slipovers. I've never worn a slipover before. So I don't know if it's something that I will get a lot of wear out of, so I've been a little bit hesitant. However, making a slipover that works kind of as a top by itself as well, and then can also be worn as a slipover with something underneath it, is probably going to be one that's going to be easier for me to get into the vibe of wearing. So that's kind of where I was going with these slipovers. So the Friday slipover by Petite Knit. Friday slipover v-neck version by Petite Knit. This is a DK weight. It's 3.5mm needles and 4mm needles. This is size inclusive, extra small to 5XL. So we love it. We love to see that. This is a broken rib. Once again, it's just a texture that I'm really digging, and so there's a lot of broken rib things on this list, but it looks so good. It's such a pretty texture. So this one I feel like could be great worn with something underneath, but could also be worn more as like a tank, kind of. And for me, the V-neck is a little bit more wearable, especially if you're gonna have like a little collared shirt underneath, I think it fits a little bit better with the v-neck. So that's why I think this is a really great option. I'm gonna have to knit faster if I'm gonna make all of these. Okay, I put this on the list too. I don't think I'm gonna make this, but I think you should make it because I made the pullover version of this and I'm currently making the pullover version and I am obsessed, and it's just the most gorgeous pattern. It is so beautiful. So this is the Tessellated Vest by Andrea Mowry. If you can splurge on the spin cycle yarn, don't worry about the other two. Those are pretty generic. You can kind of like try to find something in your price range. But the spin cycle is really unique. It is really cool. So if that's like the one thing you can splurge on, I would say go for it. And it's gonna make this vest really cool. So yeah, this is no, sorry, not a moss stitch. This is a mosaic knitting pattern. So it's color work, but it's very easy to do because you're only using one color at a time and you're slipping stitches. So it actually feels very fast because you can kind of slip two at a time. Like I'm getting very fast with the pullover version, and it's the same for this one. This is on 2.75 millimeter for the ribbing and then 3.5 millimeter for the body. It's just super, super cute. It kind of looks more lightweight as a vest, which is nice because it feels a little bit more like it works well for springtime as well. I don't think it is necessarily more lightweight, but it has that look of being very drapey and a little bit more of a lightweight vest. So I really like it for that reason. And it's $9 USD. This is where you have fun with color. You choose some crazy colors and do something fun with this one. If you've never done color work and you want to try color work for the very first time, I would totally recommend this pattern because it is the easiest way to get into color work. Like you will not be struggling switching your yarns around and holding things in two different hands. Like if you just want to start to like see if you like the way color work looks, this is definitely my recommendation. The last slipover is called the Vest Taipei by Mochi Knits. This is a really pretty cabled slipover. That's the word I'm looking for. And then once again, this one's very drapey and beautiful, but this one works really well as like wearing it just by itself as more of a tank top. Although it's a slipover, you can wear it kind of both ways, which makes it great for like winter and spring, I find. And that's kind of what I'm wanting from a slipover, which makes this one perfect. Like I said, I've never done cables before. This could be a very fun introduction to cables. It just looks crisp. It just looks clean and really cute. And yeah, I think this would be so sweet to wear as a very feminine, cute little tank top. And because it's so thick here, you could totally wear it by itself as a tank top to work if you work like in an office or something. I think it works great for that kind of situation. The Vest Taipei is DK weight, so should go by fairly quick. It's knit on 4mm, 3.75mm, and 3mm. And it is size inclusive. It goes from extra small to 3XL. So that's pretty good. It's $11.68 Canadian for this pattern. We are almost done. I have 4 patterns left. We're on to accessories. First accessory on the list is the Penny Gloves by Petite Knit. If you just want to whip through some easy stockinette, tiny little thing to bring on the train with you, SkyTrain, transit, buses, whatever. If you're a passenger princess, this is great because you can bring it with you, really transportable. And I like having a project that's, you don't have to think too hard about it, but you can bring it with you everywhere. So love that. Sport weight yarn, 2.5 to 3mm needles. Oh yeah, this is cashmere too, so this is gonna be like, if you want to buy like a tiny little ball of cashmere just to treat yourself and just to try it out, you can make this with it, and it's perfect. You don't have to buy dollars and dollars worth of cashmere. You can just buy a little tiny amount and still enjoy it. Be like, ooh, and wear it every day. And the pattern is only $5.88 Canadian, so that is very nice. Accessories are usually a little more affordable patterns, so yeah. Really cool. Love these. Very cute. The next accessory on the list is the Sweet Gift of Love scarf by Marjolijn Ruter. I really hope that's right. Sorry. Sweet Gift of Love scarf. Everything's gonna be linked down below, by the way, so if I'm saying it wrong, you don't have to worry about it because it'll be linked. Don't rely too heavily on my mispronunciation. But anyways, this is DK weight. really cute scarf with little hearts on it. Ah, it's so pretty. It's amazing. 4mm and 4.5mm needles. It's only one size because it's a scarf. And we love that. It's perfect. There are no Ravelry projects for this yet. So what are you guys doing? What? We need to be making this. This is gorgeous. Okay? I say we all cast this on February 14th. I'm gonna sneeze. We all get together on Valentine's Day for a cal. All the single ladies. We get together on Valentine's Day. We do a cal for this sweet gift of love scarf. It's so pretty. What a cute Valentine's Day cast on, right? This would be really fun. And it's kind of like a smaller scarf. Or like a, you know, a regular size scarf, right? So I think this is really cute for winter and spring to just put under your jacket. And it'd be a little small, but it's not like a huge, like, you know, shawl or something. It's just a nice little cute, dainty scarf. And then it looks like, oh, really pretty scarf with like little cables and cute little things. And then you see a little bit more and you're like, oh my god, there's little hearts in it. Wow, that's adorable. I love your scarf. Where did you get it? And you're like, oh, I made it. That's what we're all going for, right? That's the conversation we're trying to get by knitting things. I mean, that's the only reason why we knit. So that we can tell people that we made what we're wearing. That's not serious, that's a joke, obviously. We knit because it's nice and fun. Okay. My dudes, speaking of big ass shawls. Hear me out. You're at work. You're like, oh, it's always too freaking cold at work. Even in the summer. Because the AC is too hot. I wish I could just wear a blanket, but I feel like an idiot if I'm wearing a blanket at work. What am I gonna do? Big ass shawl is the solution. You bring a big ass shawl with you. You wear it as a shawl / like it's just a big ass blanket and it looks cool and you can get away with wearing a blanket at work. Isn't that what we all want, right? And it's not weird because you're like, it's a shawl. I'm not wearing a blanket like a weirdo. I wear a blanket at work all the time. Okay. And people judge me. Oh, I'm not cold though, so I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, I don't want to have to bring a blanket anymore to work. I want to have a shawl. So that's why I want to make this so badly. This is the Nightshift shawl by Andrea Mowry. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? This is so pretty. I can't stand it. Initially, I'm like, I'm just going to buy exactly the same yarn she used from Spin Cycle. And I'm gonna make this exact shawl. And then I looked at how much that would cost. And then I went, you know what? That's not a financially smart decision for me at the moment. So I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna try to slowly collect yarn here and there from like local, what did I just say? From local yarn shops. I think Cascade Wave is carried at my local yarn shop. And it's a very similar vibe with the barber pulling and the color changing as Spin Cycle. So that's a good option. I'm also spinning now with my drop spindle, so I think if I can spin a little bit of fiber to put into this as well, then it'll make it extra special to have something hand spun in this. And you can just do straight up plain, you could do just like a plain version with no color changing, and then you just have the really cool texture. Or, I mean, the world is your oyster with this. I've seen so many different versions of this on Instagram and on Ravelry. It's such a cool project, and the nice thing about this is because it's so popular, there's so much inspiration for different yarns to use. This project has been made over 9,000 times like just on Ravelry, so there is a lot to comb through if you want inspiration for like what yarns to use for this. But the fun is choosing the colors when you're doing a really fun color work piece. So anyways, Nightshift shawl, air and weight too, so it shouldn't take forever to make, and it's gonna be really nice and cozy and warm. And it only takes 900 yards. I'm always surprised by shawls for, it looks like it would be a lot more yarn than a sweater, but it's less usually, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, $8 USD. So, very fun. The last accessory I have for you guys is the Randi Kjell mitts by Kristen Drysdale, I believe. These are fingerless gloves, so similar to the penny gloves, but they are, I guess the one version is Selbu mittens, and I don't know what you call the other design, but I know the one design is called Selbu, that shape of like this kind of star shape. So I made the Selbu version, which is the Kjell, and I'll show you a picture. And I did white and pink, and they're so cute. And then my partner saw them, Christian, he was like, oh my god, those are so pretty, I want those. And so now I'm casting on the Randi for him. These are such cute fingerless mittens, and you can make them for like everyone in your family and they'd be so happy. And it's really great because like for me personally, when I'm waiting for the train and just on my phone or something before work, keeps my little hands warm, but then I can still mess around on my phone, or like same thing, you can keep knitting still and use your fingers and have your hands kind of warm. So yeah, really great type of thing. I love having fingerless mittens, super fun. And then you're not as hot too, and regular mittens are just so annoying to me. I really like fingerless mittens, so these are perfect. I'm on my second coffee. I don't know what to tell you guys. This is one of those days. This video is very long. I've been filming for 48 minutes. I'm sorry. I hope my phone doesn't run out of space. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the patterns that I've brought to share with you today, and I hope you're feeling inspired, as am I. I am ready to hit up the yarn store and buy some yarn and cast these on. I mean, I do have some yarn here, but yeah. Thank you for being here, and please comment if you are going to make one of these patterns, and comment if you wanted to do any of the cals that I mentioned. I think another ribbed body, I think we could definitely do that one, or the Luna tee. So you guys just let me know. If there's enough people, we could totally do like a little cal and be super fun. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next video.